So, Cricut Design Space is a wonderful place with some really awesome and cute designs, not sponsored. One of my favorite things in the card section are their pop-up cards. There's this super cute Cardinal that I thought I'd make and start my crafting video journaling with. This video will not be a step-by-step guide, but just a quick overview of my process for practice purposes mainly. So let's prep the file. I won't be making the envelope, so I'm hiding it. Made the berries pink and I'm separating them to potentially use some scrap paper for these. Now, don't hate, but I'm sadly not going for realism and wanted to make the whole card a bit more toned down. I made it a little bluebird. I'm also slicing up the green leaves, separating them for an easier time fitting all the green pieces on the same A4 paper later. I then lay everything out by color for a nice overview. Now, on my table, I fan out all the colors in a very satisfying way and making some preliminary decisions on materials, mainly the thickness of the papers I'll be using. Beige, green, blue, orange, black, gray, let's pretend that's there, and pink. I used 220 gram paper for most. For the beige, could potentially even go thicker, at least for the log part, as the leaves feel a little too dangly for my taste in the end result. The gray could have been a little lighter, although do be mindful as this does hold the 3D bird together. The black and orange are lighter, about 170 grams, as they are just used to add a little detail to the bird. Pink, I ended up using leftover scrap paper that was about 220 grams, but a lighter paper would work fine as these are just to imitate berries on the log. So, let's make this card. Are you the type of cat person to postpone the work you wanted to do because your kitty was sleeping all cute blocking the thing you want to use? And you just let them be rather than moving them? Yeah, me neither. I just didn't feel like doing the paper cutting part that moment. Yeah, totally. One uninterrupted cat later. Let's spam through these. The gray, straightforward. I eyeballed that the design will fit on my A4 paper. I only recorded the first cut on the Cricut. On purpose, of course. Yes, okay, fine. It was totally by accident. I didn't get footage of the rest. I like to learn the hard way, totally by choice. The black could definitely be a very light paper as it's purely to add a little detail to the bird. The pink, use some scrap paper of a super cute pink I had lying around. Orange, very basic. Beige, by default, Cricut doesn't really automatically save you paper, which is a shame, so for the beige I did shuffle things around a little to not be as wasteful with my materials. I also totally forgot to insert a pen for the birch details. Oops. I mean, what? No mistake here. Let's move on. Such a satisfying peel. The cuts also won't match exactly because I did oops a little with the initial recording and I just redid the design space bit to roughly illustrate what I did. The green. Adjusting again for everything to fit on just the one A4 paper, very snug. Separating the leaves was definitely a good idea. And the blue. Made it fit on an A4 paper and made some minor adjustments. The cutout did scare me a little for this one with all the flaky paper after the cut, but it was all good. The machine does a double cut for such thicker papers, so it seemed to be the second pass through to cause the paper to curl up like that for such intricate cuts. Now let's put it all together. It's always a bit of a puzzle at the start. I think I've tried looking up guides and I don't think there was any back when I first made pop-up cards, but I am a puzzle lover, so I don't mind figuring it out. I lay everything out and I try to make sense of it all. Even having done this one before, albeit a while ago, it can be quite overwhelming with so many pieces. I just started with what was 100% obvious, like the bird details. I did refer back to the initial images of the designs quite a bit when assembling this. Don't even hate that the birch tree pen details aren't there. It looks kinda cute. Paper leftovers. I like to keep what I can as samples, or, if big enough, as a scrap to use in other projects. Extra bonus, cleaning the mats with the outro song.